Metres left to go. Saxapack still a half to three quarters. Surely they've got to go pretty shortly. Going up now, the Carnup Kid, Lady Trader. He's biding his time there. He's just sitting there in behind the Carnup Kid, towing him to the bend. Military Service down on the inside. Flying Force pulled out 4 deep. Power Pack back behind them, flat-footed. And Do You Do last of all. The Carnup Kid went to Saxapack, headed it off. 2 lengths, Lady Trader under the whip, followed by Flying Force. Military Service from last, Do You Do. The Carnup Kid at the 150, the leader from Saxapack, Lady Trader, but the Carnup Kid's doing too well for them and comes away under hard riding to beat Saxapack, Lady Trader. And they were virtually 1, 2, 3 to the corner. Do You Do grabbed 4th in front of Flying Force. Power Pack and Military Service dropped out against the rail to finish at the tail end.
Kevin Green with us down here, and Kevin, this horse has just turned around nicely, hasn't it? A really consistent form at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. He's been up since about May, I think, but we've been spacing his runs a little bit, so we've been looking after him. So he's done well.
I think the performance there just shows as well how much this horse has matured and grown. It had 3 runs here at Ascot before, had never even placed, but now just starting to string these performances together, as I mentioned, and able to match it with this type of class.
Yeah, no, well, exactly. Today when he sat outside the leader, I thought he might have been in a spot of bother, but he seemed to, well, they rated pretty well in front, and Brad rode him an absolute ripper.
It appears as though you've been doing some different things and let us into knowing about the training, but we only have to go back 4 starts ago and 3 starts ago. You took a sit on that occasion and the horse works to home strongly. The last 2 starts you've been able to go forward, and today again you're able to sit outside the leader. Have you been able to just work with this horse to get it to settle a bit easier so it's not so much of a battle through those early stages?
Yeah, well, the first part of it was taking the blinkers off about 5 or 6 starts back. We tried to sit him a couple of times and just teach him something. I'm not saying he's a sit and sprint horse anymore, but he's a lot more settled early in these races, which gives him a little bit at the other end of the race, you know. You
mentioned to me just over there as well that Brad's got a pretty good record on this galloper now.
Yeah, I think it's 4 starts, 3 wins and a second. So I don't know what happened on the second, but we'll work on it.
Sacks on, sacks off coming up a little bit later as well. Obviously looking for further than the 1,400 metres, but how's it been going?
Yeah, he's really well in himself, but obviously he's looking for a bit more ground. There's been no races for him, so this is what we got. So he'll go up to an 1,800 after this one. So,
Kev, great to have you in town. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
There's Kevin Green, the winning trainer, and we'll wait for Brad Parnham just to get the saddle off and weigh in. We'll have a quick chat to him as well. Now, Brad Parnham, and Brad, back-to-back victories with this galloper now certainly seems to have improved.
Yeah, he has. I've got a pretty good record on this horse, actually. I think I've only had 4 rides for 3 wins and a second. So it's been good to get back on him the last couple. And he's a horse that probably suits me a little bit. I just sort of get him to relax that first half of the race. And if he can do that, I know he's always going to finish the last half off really strong. So that's what I did today. I just was able to get a few cheap sectionals early on, just sitting off Matthew. And, yeah, from the half mile, I really let him stride, and he was too good for him.
You must have been listening to us as you were coming back in. Kev was talking about your record with this galloper and how well you do go. Were you wary throughout the run, knowing that Saxapack can handle the 2,200 metre nicely, has got a good Saturday form, and also has Matthew on board who does really like to relish a pace and dictate terms in the staying race?
Yeah, I suppose it was one of the dangers, but I just had to ride my own race, really, because I also thought that Do You Do would probably be finishing off pretty strong. Yeah, Matthew, he sort of had it his own way, but I was happy to let him have it his own way as long as I got to the half mile and then edged a lot closer. And yeah, it was always my plan to be on level terms with him at least before straightening, and that's what we were able to do. And in doing that, he was just too strong for him.
Certainly shows some toughness over those closing stages. Well done, Brad. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
There's Brad Parnham, the winning jockey aboard of the